Well, and we still know better, but it's still to this day, people are
absolutely
are fearful. You said, this gave you an opportunity to speak to an audience who hadn't heard from you. How important was that for you?
Oh, it was very important. I thought it was really important to put a human face on being gay, let alone having AIDS, for people to see a gay pastor with AIDS. And Tammy Faye was wonderful about offering me that opportunity. And a lot of the questions she asked, I've had so many people tell me over the years, those were such stupid questions or such silly questions, But for her audience, they were the right questions. And I think she was pretty savvy to ask those questions, actually.
Yeah, certainly watching the interview. I mean, I watched it back, and you sort of, in this day and age, you kind of cringe almost.
Yeah.
Because we've certainly come a long way when it comes to LGBTQ plus related things. That, however many minutes that interview went on for.
24.
24 minutes.
Yeah.
There seemed to be a lot of you took commercial breaks. What happened during the commercial breaks? Did you guys...
There was only one
did you
commercial
talk?
break.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, we talked just before the interview started. And I talked with her for maybe 3 minutes. There was no monitor for me, so I could not see her. But I had that earpiece that kept falling out. I wish I'd brought my earrings for her, But she told me before the interview even began that this was the Phil Donahue of the PTL network, and that it was a secular talk show. They talked about issues, and that they don't talk about Jesus in these interviews. So then she proceeded to talk about Jesus, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll go right along with that. When in Charlotte,
How did this particular interview change things for you?
Well, it put me on the map in lots of ways. When I got well by 1987, and for a person with AIDS to recover completely was unheard of. And my denomination put me at the head of their AIDS ministry. And so I started traveling around the world, teaching and preaching about AIDS. And everywhere I went, they wanted me to bring the Tammy Faye interview. And they wanted to watch me watching the Tammy Faye interview with them.
And now, with this film coming out, Jessica Chastain, have you seen any of the film? Have you seen trailers? What's your take? I mean, you're there for this part of this movie.
I know. I'm in the movie. I mean, I'm not in it, but Randy Havens plays me, and it's kind of surreal to see somebody portray you on film. I saw the film a few weeks ago, and I thought it was terrific. And Jessica Chastain and Andrew Garfield are incredible in their performances as Jim and Tammy Baker. And I think the film really humanizes Jim and Tammy for the first time on film. There have been other films and TV shows about them, but this is the first time that they've really given them a human side that allows you to feel more empathy for them and understand them better.
And for you personally, what was it like to sit there and watch somebody play you at such a pivotal moment in your AIDS journey?
Right.
And to relive that.
Yeah, well, it was really quite remarkable. And to hear him say the exact words that I said, they just lifted the interview directly from the YouTube video. So it was the exact words that I spoke and that she spoke. And so it was really remarkable to see what they picked out of the 24 minutes. They boiled it down to about 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. And it was an important 3 minutes in the interview. And they actually had me saying, and they have me saying in the movie, Jesus loves me just the way I am. Jesus loves the way I love. And Jerry Falwell is seen backstage listening to the interview, and he goes nuts. He just, that's it. This PTL has to come down. We have to destroy Jim and Tammy at this point. So it's a turning point in the film, And I thought it was very well done and very well used. And at the very end, there's kind of a curtain call, where are they now? And they say Jessica Chastain is Tammy Faye Baker and the real Tammy Faye.
Right.
With Tammy Faye Baker died in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have Jerry Falwell, Vincent D'Onofrio, and Jerry Falwell died in 2004. And Jim Baker went to prison for X number of years. And then they have Randy Havens as me on one side of the screen, and a 20-foot tall picture of me on the right side of the screen with the thing. Steve Pieters is alive and singing with the Gay Men's Chorus of Los Angeles. Yeah. So the person with AIDS is still here.
You outlived them all.
Yeah.
When you process that, what does that make you think?
I got very emotional this morning. I was with a group of friends, and I got very emotional about the fact that I'm still here. It's just unbelievable to me. I mean, so many men of my generation did not get to live to see their 60s, let alone their 40s. And here I am at 69. I never thought I would ever get to, there was a time I didn't think I would ever get to see 69. And even after I got well, I thought, the other shoe is going to fall and I'm going to die young. And to just keep going. I got very sick again in 2012, and I was hovering near death for about 6 weeks in the hospital. And oh my God, I just wanted to get well and sing with the Gay Men's Chorus again. I wanted to come back to church and embrace my friends and have communion together and all of that. And I wanted so much to live. And somehow I survived that time living near death. And I'm still here. It's just, I don't understand it. I wish I did.
Have you ever felt sort of I've spoken to a lot of older gentlemen who are HIV positive, talk about sort of the PTSD of it all.
Oh yeah.
Survivor's guilt.
Oh, absolutely.
How have you managed that, and how has your faith and your religion helped you manage that?
Well, I always think about the fact that there were a lot of people who did more than I did to get well, who worked harder at it, and who believed more than I believed that it could happen, that they could get well, and they didn't make it. And why I did remains something of a mystery, but my faith tells me that I have a mission in life, and that is to spread the good news of God's healing power and God's love for all people. And so, it was really interesting when my cancers first went into remission, the nurse who was taking care of us, all of us AIDS patients at County Hospital at that time, Scott, he was an ex-Marine, he was butch. Anyway.
Was she now?
She was indeed. Anyway, he said to me, it's no mistake that this remission, this miracle has happened to a highly visible clergyman like you. Because I'd already been doing a lot of interviews. And he said, God needs a vehicle of grace, a vehicle of hope in the midst of all the hopelessness. And I took that as my charge, my call to bring hope amidst all the hopelessness and to bring joy.
And how do you go about bringing that hope and that joy in this day and age, not just re-HIV, but with everything we've had to live through now with COVID as well?
With COVID as well, I know, it's rough. I just try to remember that joy is a vital ingredient to life. And I've come to realize that joy is not the absence of suffering, but the presence of faith and love and hope. And when you feel that faith, that there's something greater than you, that some greater power is helping you, when you feel that hope that there is nothing in this life that can scare me anymore, because I've been to death and back, and there's nothing that can scare me anymore. So that gives me hope, even in the face of death. and to feel that joy and aliveness, it's a miracle and it's a blessing, and I know I can't keep it unless I give it away.
I love that. Last question. How does the young man who portrays you on screen, how do you review his performance?
Oh, I thought he did great. I thought he was wonderful. It was Randy Havens, who is a regular on Stranger Things, plays Mr. Clark, the science teacher, and he's a wonderful actor. And he's not exactly like me, but he evoked me. My two friends that came with me to the screening, I said, well, maybe he could have done this, and my friend Allison turned to me and said, he nailed you. So I really think he did do a great job. I'm very proud that I'm part of this film.
Well, as a member of the HIV community, I'm very proud that you're here to talk about the film still, and to have had this opportunity to sit and chat with you, and for all the great work you do. So thank you so much for your time.
Thanks so much, Carl.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Plus Talk on Plus Life. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, you can follow us across social media. We are at Plus Life Media, or visit the website, pluslifemedia.com. Until next time, take care of each other, stay safe, and remember, you can always turn positive into a plus. Bye-bye.